know a lot of people think that it's like a chemo setup. It's not.
Right.
It's not quite like chemo. But it's boring as fuck.
Sitting there, how long you gotta sit there?
So from start to finish, when I get there, it's about 9:15 to about 1:30 if I don't bleed all over the place.
That's a little graphic, but just to get a vision, just for the people to get a vision.
Yes.
Yeah, that's you, and that's you for how long you gotta sit there and do that?
My session is 3.5 hours.
You gotta sit with that strapped in, 3.5. Yeah, that's pretty boring.
Those are two 16 gauge needles. So the needles that they take blood are 22.
What's the difference? I'm sorry.
So
16 gauge and
the
22.
bigger the number, the smaller the needle.
Oh, okay. I would think that okay.
Right. No, it's the opposite.
All right.
So when you go get blood and you're flinching and you're scared and you're doing all that, they're only using a 22 gauge.
Okay.
That's that little bitty needle that they're putting in.
Okay.
Well, for me, it's a 216 gauge. I don't know if you want me to. I guess we can show a little later. So they do one at the bottom,
right,
and go in, and they do one at the top. So the one at the bottom is the one that takes all your blood out and puts it through the machine.
Okay.
The machine is right there next to my daughter.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that one goes through the machine, cleans it, and then the top needle puts it back in. So that's the process.
3 hours.
3 hours. But what they're also doing is when I get there, I have to weigh in because they have what is called a dry weight.
Okay.
So when you weigh in, it lets them know how much fluid you've retained.
Okay.
Since you haven't come. So my days are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I go every Monday, every Wednesday, every Friday.
Okay.
And then I'm off for the weekend and then go back on Monday. So typically a person should only gain about maybe they'll allow you about 2 liters of fluid a day.
2 liters of fluid for what? Sorry.
So, that's another thing. So when you're on dialysis, you get all these rules of stuff you can eat, stuff you cannot eat, what you cannot drink. What happened? What you cannot drink and stuff like that. So when you're on dialysis, you can only have, now hear this, because it goes against everything we learn prior to being on dialysis, or if you're never on dialysis. You can only have 32 ounces of fluid a day. So 32 ounces of fluid means not just liquid, but it also goes into any food that turns into fluid.
Into fluid.
So fruits, vegetables, lettuces, probably
a lot of shit got juice in it, goddamn it.
My point exactly.
The fuck?